Hello, welcome to Deck Obsessed. This is Rhonda, and in this video I'm reviewing the Amenti Oracle Feather Heart deck by Jennifer Sodini, who is an author, public speaker, and lifelong student of the occult, with images by Natalie Miller, an artist whose practice is influenced by 1980s and 90s subculture, as well as Art Nouveau, Art Deco, and ancient civilizations. For those of you who, like me, prefer to get a good look at the cards in a deck before you decide to buy it to make sure you resonate with the art and the messages, I'll be showing you every card in the deck. I'll also give a basic overview of the guidebook and read a couple of sample in-depth card descriptions so you can get a feel for the author's insight and perspectives. Let's get started. The concept for this deck is based on ancient Egyptian beliefs. First, the Emerald Tablet, thought to hold the secret to the universe, describes the halls of Amenti as a dimension where the past, present, and various possible futures coexist simultaneously, sort of like the Akashic Records. It's an interdimensional space where all events and experiences are recorded. Second, the 42 cards are based on the 42 ideals of Mahat, which are the questions a person is asked after death. In this ritual that occurs in the underworld, the deceased person's heart is placed on one side of a scale, while a feather sits on the other side. The person's answers to the 42 questions determines the weight of the person's heart, and from there they are judged and their afterlife destination is determined. If you happen to have watched the Disney Plus series Moon Knight, starring Oscar Isaac, you witness a depiction of the weighing of the heart ritual when the main characters entered the underworld. So, specifics about this deck. The cards and guidebook come in this beautiful, sturdy, larger format deluxe box. With a side opening and magnetic closure. The guidebook fits perfectly atop this neat little black velvety compartment for the cards, with the little thumb and finger slots to gently lift the cards out. The cards are stored in another lightweight, nicely decorated box. The cards are a narrow 3 by 5 inches. Cards are what I consider to be a nice weight, not too thick. There is a matte finishing on the cards. Here is the inside. It's a nice velvety interior inside the box. The guidebook is oversized compared to most Oracle and deck guidebooks. It's 4.5 by 6 inches with a semi-hard cover. Inside the guidebook, which is entitled Living with a Feather Heart, The 42 Ideals of Mahat in Daily Life by Jennifer Sodini. There are some colored images, though not all of the images are exact replicas of the cards, and not every card is shown in the book. But it's a very nice guidebook. It's a nice read. There's lots of information. It is, as I like to say, a gem of a guidebook. And I also want to state that I truly love the style of art on these cards. And why don't we go ahead and just take a look. This is what the backs of the cards look like. Also matte like the front. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at each card. I honor virtue. I am kind. I give blessings. I converse with awareness. I hold purity in high esteem. I follow my inner guidance. I consume only my fair share. I offer words of good intent. I benefit with gratitude. I honor animals with reverence. I speak with sincerity. I regard all altars with respect. I affirm that all life is sacred. I can be trusted. I live in truth. I do the best I can. I create harmony. I advance through my own abilities. I speak positively of others. I relate in peace. I speak with good intent. I respect the property of others. I invoke laughter. I praise the goddess and the god. I act respectfully of others. I am trustful in my relationships. I communicate with compassion. I spread joy. I am open to love in various forms. I do good. I embrace the all. I give offerings that are genuine. I listen to opposing opinions. I achieve with integrity. I remain in balance with my emotions. I am humble. I keep the waters pure. I am peaceful. I care for the earth. I am forgiving. I am accepting. I just want to give a closer look because there's a constellation in the background. It's a little hard to see from far away. I keep my own counsel. And that's the last card. So if you enjoyed those cards, go ahead and click the link in the description box to buy a copy. We're going to take a look at the guidebook now. First, in the guidebook, there is a foreword by someone named Corey Allen, who is the host of the Astral Hustle podcast. The introduction by the author, Jennifer Sodini, gives you a glimpse of her background and inspiration for the deck. She relays some very interesting information here, including a story of a dream she had about the heart and the feather symbolism before she had ever heard, at least consciously, of the ancient Egyptian ritual. There is a section that discusses what Amenti is, and it goes in detail about the significance of the number 42 from the ancient Egyptian themes to the Talmud, and even some thoughts from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Next, the author gets right into how to use the cards, and she discusses the differences between oracle and tarot cards. She provides several card layouts, and I really like the detail she goes into about the meaning of each card placement in her spreads. And as far as navigating the guidebook to find specific card interpretation, this book's a little bit different. So on pages 18 and 19, you have the 42 ideals of Mahat. And I do want to note that this deck is so unique compared to other oracle decks, the messages on them, because they're based on this ancient system. For instance, I keep my own counsel. You don't really hear things like that on oracle cards. And that's because this is based on the 42 ideals of Mahat. But you have the full list of the 42 ideals on pages 18 and 19. And while the cards don't have numbers on them, there is a numbered list of each card. So that while the cards don't have numbers, and the numbers listed here don't correspond to page numbers in the book, but rather the numbers at the top of the page, what you can do is, so for instance, if you see let's see if we can find one. I offer words of good intent is number 11. So what you do is you look for number 11 at the top of the page. It's not a page number. It's going to be listed in order, which isn't too big of a deal. But that'll help you find each card's in-depth card meaning. You can, let's see, what else do I want to share? It could be a little challenging for some people to find their cards, but because once you go to this page, you find a number, you look at the number at the top of the page, it's no big deal. And I've seen some people reject decks entirely because you have to go an extra step to find the cards, but this would never be a deal breaker for me because I love the cards so much. So there's that. So why don't we take a look at an in-depth card meaning for one of these cards. I think I'm going to do two. The first one we're going to look at is, I regard all altars with respect. That's what the card looks like. And we're going to find that one on, let's see. And there is a reproduction of the card inside the book. The different card interpretations might not all be the same length, but here's this one. The altar is a sacred space where we pay respect to the elements, artifacts, and teachers who have had a divine impact on our lives within this creative reality. While some of the traditional altars of ancient times were used for sacrifices or for offerings in religious ceremonies, modern-day altars can be a magical tool in their own right, not as sacrificial venues, but rather spaces of sacredness honored. Regardless of religion or tradition, the area of the altar is a place where a microcosm manifests. Each individual mind is a mirror. Each ritual is a reflection. Altars honor the masters of mind and the elemental powers that fuel each unique expression of divinity. No matter the language through which spirit is expressed, Every altar should ideally be honored as though you are seeing the mind in real time. Altars carry intelligence and power, and one must be mindful of disrespecting spaces with creative force, even if the tradition doesn't resonate with your own path. Respect and allow, honor and give blessings. Bow to the heart of creation, which is at essence of which is at the essence of every tradition, even though you may not fully appreciate or understand each one. If you'd like to honor this ideal with your own practice, designate a sacred space within your space. Designate a sacred place within your space to create an altar for meditative and magical work. You can design what feels best intuitively, but stay true to your heart of the heart of your altar. Remember to infuse it with the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Honor the cardinal directions and hold your teachers, deities, masters, goddesses, or gods in the highest esteem. So I want to take a look at another card, but here again for reference, I regard all altars with respect. And the next card we're going to look at is I speak positively of others. And we're going to find that card definition on page 61. I speak positively of others. I create as I speak is the vague interpretation of abracadabra, a magical word synonymous with mystery and mysticism. Students of esoteric philosophy may find themselves familiar with the sacred nature of the word and the role that sound and vibration play in creation. Edgar Cayce once stated, "The mind is the builder, but the word perhaps is the designer." In the book Initiation, Human and Solar by Alice A. Bailey, the power of words is perceived to be fivefold, in that each word has varying creative degrees in its essence. They possess color, tone, form, energy, or activity, and the nature of the ensouling life, self-conscious or unconscious, God, man, or deva. When applying an ideal such as I speak positively of others, one may turn to this philosophy looking at the words you weave as a series of soundscapes that shape perception and erect the architecture in which you house your reality. In speaking positively of others, you acknowledge the connection between yourself and the other. Your projection is a reflection, and by honoring each soul as a mirror of the spirit of all through your words, you remain in harmony and perpetual balance with creation. Positive words tickle the heart and illuminate the aura. Compliments are constructive and kindness is contagious. How you speak to others will be mirrored back, and how others speak to you and how you speak of others will echo through the ripples of time and shape of things to come. I think that's quite beautiful and profound. That's one of the reasons why I love this book so much. I think the writing is pretty deep and poetic and very unique in terms of the oracle decks I have seen. So what else did I want to say? One thing you'll notice about this guidebook is that while each of the 42 ideals are discussed in the oracle meaning section, the author isn't giving direct guidance. Like, this is what the card is telling you to change or to do. I think it's rather giving you an area of your life to reflect upon and ways to reflect upon it. So that's very interesting. You pull a card, it has the ideal on it. The ideal is pretty straightforward, but this gives you food for thought. So that's why this is such a beautiful book and very different, very unique for what it is. So that is it. That is my review of the Amenti Oracle Feather of the Heart deck. And remember, if you'd like to add this deck to your collection, if you'd like to continue exploring the rest of the card meanings, you can get yourself a copy. Click the link in the description box where you can purchase it. I also have some links to my review of another deck by this author and some other similar decks. And if you like this review, please do leave a comment, hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, and check out my other videos. Thank you for watching Deck Obsessed. This is Rhonda wishing you a beautiful day. See you next time.